Hey guys, Kegan here with PowerWod's.com doing another interview with another one of Jesse's lifters. I'm here again with the other PowerWod coach, Tiff. Still haven't learned your last name yet?
No, it's okay. We'll just not learn it.
And today we're interviewing Jacob, another person whose last name I don't actually know.
Rothenberg.
Jacob Rothenberg, so we learn something every day.
Not so Asian. Weird.
Half Asian. Not in the last name though.
So we interviewed Chris last week. You guys are doing the same meet coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
How you feeling about it?
Feeling great. Worked really hard with Jesse's insane peaking program. Almost died a few times.
That's
almost
the point,
passed
isn't it?
out.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The bar almost rolled over my neck during one of the squat sets. You probably remember.
Yeah, I do.
Made it out alive. I'm feeling fresh actually. Feeling good. So hope to put up some big numbers this Sunday.
Yeah, I think one of the things I've heard Jesse say that if you can get through the peaking cycle and get to the meet, then you're doing just fine.
Exactly.
So you feeling strong, feeling good?
Oh yeah.
What kind of numbers are you looking to hit?
Well, tentatively for third attempts, right now I'll just say it. We'll probably look at a 551 squat for a third, maybe a 390 to a 402 bench,
Nice.
and possibly a 606 to a 611 deadlift.
Cool.
That being said, we'll just play things out, play things smart, and see where we are by the time second attempts are over.
Yeah. So I know in Jesse's peaking cycle, you guys, I think the first week starts off with finding an opener.
That's right.
How'd you feel about your opener?
Well, I've known my numbers prior. I have past experience with powerlifting, and I'm usually good with picking out my numbers. Finding the squat opener was relatively easy, just picking a few working sets and figuring out what feels moderate and what feels is like too much of a push for an opener. Aside from that, I already knew my bench and my deadlift numbers, so it's just about finding something you can lift confidently for an opener.
Cool.
So how did you get into powerlifting?
The long story, the true story about that?
I think that's
How long ago was
what the
this?
people want to hear.
Yeah.
Sure. So with me, I actually got into college pretty early as a kid. And basically, when I was 14 years old, I was a junior in UC Davis, having just transferred from LMC. And
Genius.
You were 14 in college?
I started college when I was 11 at Los Medanos.
No, so there's a little Asian in you.
There's a little Asian in me, some Asian parentry in there. But I did transfer to UC Davis when I was 14, and I wanted to fit in more. So with that, by fitting in more, I wanted to like bulk up a little, just get bigger and look more like a college freshman, fit in better.
At 14.
At 14, trying my best, okay?
I wish I could have helped because when I was 14, I looked like a college freshman.
Don't have those genetics.
Well, I didn't have the brain to be in college at 14, so it's a give and take.
I barely passed by, but in any case, I got interested in lifting weights to get bigger. And after some time, I found out, hey, I'm actually more interested in how much I lift rather than the aesthetics aspect of it. Mm-hmm. So I got into squat, bench, and deadlift. Found out that there's a sport called powerlifting about it,
Sure.
and I got hooked ever since.
Did you find that out through school, or just how'd that work out?
Mostly the internet forums and such. Back
He's
then.
Asian. He's really good at the internet.
Bodybuilding.com,
Say, like
Fortified
Teen Nation
Iron.
and all that stuff?
Back in the day, this was probably around like 2001, 2002. Bodybuilding.com and Fortified Iron were probably the two main forums to be used.
So when was your first powerlifting meet?
I didn't actually compete until I was about 21. It's about 7 years ago. I competed at Diablo Barbell.
Okay.
It's my first venue in Concord.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Did you know what you're going into, or was it kind of like, we'll just do it and see what happens?
Nah, I was pretty set on doing powerlifting. I had
Okay.
watched it. I had done my research. And doing the first meet, I got psyched up, hit PRs across all three lifts, got my first total, and I just went on from there.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. I didn't realize your story or your history with powerlifting was so fast.
I've been in it for a while,
Yeah,
off and on.
How old are you now?
I'm 28. I've
Okay,
been
so
doing
about
powerlifting.
14 years on or off?
Well, I didn't start competing until I was 21, but it's been off and on.
Yeah. Cool. So I know we've talked about it a couple times. You have a little bit of a history with other things that people relate to powerlifting sometimes. Would you mind talking about that?
Such as?
We'll call them steroids.
Maybe. Go on.
I was just wondering kind of like what what drew you to that?
Well, now we're going to a new frontier with the interviews, but I'll open up about that. So I'll be very honest about it actually. I was about 2 years into competitive powerlifting. I think I was either 22 or 23. Of course, the allure of getting bigger, faster, stronger, as quickly as you can came into my mind. And I decided to go into that and did it for a few years, off and on.
So I only bring it up because I know you're not doing that now.
Right, I've been clean for 2.5 years.
You're still pretty damn strong.
Thank you.
So I just think it's cool to see like you can go to that, and whatever your experiences were, good or bad, you can come off of it and still enjoy the sport, still be strong, still progress, still PR.
Well, I'll be honest and frank, it takes time.
Yeah.
My last meet was back in 2013, and it took me about 2.5 years of training sporadically to catch up to where I am now. So it's definitely not easy to switch from drugs to being drug-free.
I'm sure the PRs become fewer and far between. And, it seems like more of the struggle and everything, but to see you still love the sport so much that I feel like some people come off of that and can't stay in the sport.
Absolutely.
So it's really cool. So I hope you didn't mind me bringing that up.
Oh, no problem.
You can edit it out maybe if you want to. But.
No, we'll keep it on. It's cool.
Cool. So what are your numbers kind of like then? So when you're on, are you close to them now, or are they?
I've actually surpassed my bench. My old numbers back in 2013 at Worlds in Vegas, they were 540 squat, 369 bench, 606 deadlift at the 242 class. Right now I'm pretty sure I can do all those numbers, and I PR'd on my bench in training here. I hit an easy 375 bench, and I'm pretty sure I can do around 390 to 400.
And that was the 242, and you're going to compete at 220,
I'm competing
right?
at 220 this meet, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Thank
That's
you.
a cool story. I appreciate you sharing it with us. So there's a few questions that I think we always ask.
So what's your post-meet meal?
My post-meet meal...
She just got right
to it.
Well, my post-meet meal after training here has been going to Chili's, a few blocks down, and getting like a chicken bowl, chicken rice bowl, or a prime rib bowl, depending on my mood.
Okay. Is that still open?
It's still open. It's
okay, because I know they closed a bunch of other ones, so I wasn't sure if it was closed.
That's not really the extravagant cheat meal we were hoping for, the post-meet meal.
No, I'm actually working with Tony Montgomery, so...
Another shout out to Tony.
Oh,
with TM Nutrition...
Chris could not stop talking about Tony last time. We had to tell him what the interview was really about. It's not just plugging Tony all the time. Love you, buddy.
Well, since we already know what TM Nutrition is about, I'm working with Tony for this meet, and have been working with him for the past 6 months, getting ready. So
he's not even going to let you crush a pizza post-meet?
No, I don't think so.
Wow, we can't all be 97 pounds, Tiff. Some of us hold it a little differently than others.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know that life.
So this is my favorite question.
Okay.
Some people struggle to answer it. Chris killed it last week. I still don't know if Tiff knows the answer. What is your favorite thing about Jesse Burdick?
Like a serious answer to that?
No, it could be anything. It could be a story. It could be anything.
Well, I think he's just a really awesome coach. He's very professional with the way he deals with anyone. He's always relatively level-headed. He gets along with just about everybody. And I just appreciate the amount of experience and know-how he has, and understanding how to work with a client one-on-one.
Yep.
I think that's what I like best about him. He's a really great coach.
Yeah.
I mean it.
Cool.
We think so too. Well, I do.
I love you.
I think he's great.
Yeah.
He gives me all his excess clothing, so love you, bud.
That helps.
I don't get any of it. I might get his daughters.
You're going to get his daughters in time, don't worry.
Wow.
They're going to outgrow you in about a year. That's being generous.
I know. Whatever.
All right, you got any more questions, Tiff?
I feel like I would. I don't know.
All right.
How much are you cutting for this?
I'm only cutting like 5 or 6 pounds. I'm walking around at like 225 to
Oh,
226.
so you're not even having a bad week.
No, it's never a bad week.
It's more fun when people are like, "Oh, I'm cutting 20 pounds." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds
we should re-interview Chris and ask him what he's got to cut. I heard it's a little different than what he thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we weighed in last night just to check the scales, and he came in at 242. So
also,
maybe you should bump up a weight class.
got some work ahead of him. Nah, Tony's got it handled.
cool.
Tony and Chris.
That's awesome. So you don't have to cut very much.
No, it's gonna be easy. Keeping it easy for this meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
For next meet and beyond, we shall see.
Do you have the next meet? plan?
I was talking to Jesse, and we'll figure out a venue that perhaps the whole team can do together.
Ooh.
And I'll definitely be tagging along and having
Nice.
fun. So
Cool, that'd be fun.
yeah, big things will happen.
Yeah.
Maybe Kegan will join powerlifting.
We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
I think at this point, if I'm going to sit in these interviews and train out there all the time, I think I pretty
Might
much
as
have
well.
no
You're gonna have to be a
choice.
powerlifter.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright.
Well, best of luck this weekend. I mean,
you.
we'll obviously be here helping,
Yeah.
watching, and doing whatever we can. So just let us know, and we'll do a follow-up interview afterwards, and hope to hear about all the PRs that you hit.
Right on.
So,
Yeah.
all right, man,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Well, thank you.